Hey, everybody, I'm meteorologist Andy Parker. It is great to have you along. We've been keeping an eye on the sky for you today as those lake effect snow bands continue to slide across western New York even into tonight. As I'm bringing in storm chaser meteorologist David Vogan with me tonight, he's going to be watching the roads, bringing the images that you have, as well as a bunch of sky cams as we track Doppler radar one more time. Let's go ahead and bring this full. You can see it on the screen. The blue band continuing to batter portions of South Buffalo inland through Clarence all the way into Batavia, although it is beginning to weaken. If you're watching the stream, please go ahead, give it a quick like and a share as you hop in and do that. That helps spread the stream, and we're able to see your comments as well. Feel free to pop in a hello or any questions you may have if you're driving around western New York tonight. The question, and this is going to be a popular one, when is it going to leave? Eventually, it will leave later tonight, but let's talk about Depew real quick for Stefano. He was the first one in with the question. It's almost done in Depew. You can see Sloan, Cheektowaga, Lancaster. You're going to have about another hour of what you've got. Although the lake effect band, the good news is it is weakening as we speak. It is going to reorient and then take itself a little bit further to the south. Here's what we're looking at for the rest of Tuesday evening and overnight. We've got 4 to 8 inches, and most of that is fallen in South Buffalo, Depew, Lancaster, and West Seneca. We should be finding those numbers wrapping up between 5 and 9 p.m. Lesser amounts as you go inland to Alden. For the rest of the evening, from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m., about 4 to 8 inches from Orchard Park, Hamburg, Angola, East Aurora, and then lesser amounts once you get into Arcade and Wyoming County, they drop off. Same thing could be said down by south of Springville for Gowanda and Forestville as the lake effect snow band begins to break up a bit. You can see it on the screen. It has more pockets, dry air beginning to kind of infiltrate the engine and begin to make it choke a little bit. You can see the broken nature of the band and the intense snow still coming down very close to the lakeshore. Let me bring in meteorologist David Vogan because he's going to give you a look at one of the cams and what the snow looks like inside that snow band. Go ahead, David, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a look at this. This is in South Buffalo, and these flakes are like pancakes and pillows. It is piling up in portions of the South towns from South Buffalo, West Seneca, Lackawanna. Seems like just yesterday you folks were getting hit and having to shovel out once again. Let me take you on a camera tour. By the way, this is the 90 as we pop this up on the map here. Barely you can make out some of the tractor trailers there just moving on by. They are going well below the speed limit. This is near the 400, and then we have another camera. Speaking of the 400, this is what it looks like right now. Got just a couple of plows flying on by right there, trying to clear the roadways. But this band, Andy, is right around 2 inches per hour. Not as intense as what we were seeing the previous night, but still, this is enough to create issues on the roads. And looking at some of the comments here, Lisa wants to know about Amherst. We are looking at Silver Creek. Laura, thank you for checking on in with us. It appears over in Tonawanda. Yes, you are correct, Sue. This is now going to stay south of Tonawanda, and you folks are just going to have to deal with all the frigid cold out there.
Yeah, you can see the lake snow band. The northern edge of this is through the city of Buffalo. If we go back and take a look at Skycam downtown, this is a much nicer view than it was about an hour ago. You can almost make out the Lake Erie shoreline even in the darkened skies. Cars and trucks still have snow on them. Reports of around 4 to 6 inches, depending upon where you live in around where you stuck your ruler in and out of downtown Buffalo. We've got Sandra says, thank you for the update. Happy to do it. It says, when is this going to be letting up? Where is it going to be? In Hamburg, Blaisdell. All right, let's go ahead and put this back on the screen and help the folks out in Hamburg and Blaisdell. So you're going to be in the snow zone. It's transitioning out of you between now and 9 p.m. And then it will out of Blaisdell, and then it'll transition into Hamburg and Eden, Angola a little bit later, working our way through. As we look at Doppler, let's go ahead and take a peek at where that northern edge is. I'm going to pull you out of here, William, as we answer your question. That the steady snow goes up to about the city of Buffalo, but not quite. We are seeing that there's a gap in it right along the shoreline. Blaisdell's still going to have several hours of this. It is weakening rapidly. That's the good news here. This is kind of wrapping up the very heavy stuff, that 2 or 3 inches per hour, as we mentioned. This is what it looked like as it came in earlier today. That was when it was full bore, the engine rolling at around 2 or 3 inches an hour. Blinding snow for portions of downtown Buffalo as this moved in, a debilitating for the roadways and travel, but you can see it just scooping up the moisture off the surface of the lake and then working its way inland. Eventually, that caused that to be a whiteout. Someone's asking about Southtown school closings. It won't be because of snow tonight. If anything, it's going to be because of cold, and it looks like we might have. We do have Orchard Park Schools just texted they are going to be closed tomorrow. So we've already got one school closing. I would expect that there's going to be a few more. Buffalo Public School just closed as well. How long until it's past the West Seneca OP? Let's give a look at that as we zero on in. You've got some time. This is now still putting some snow down over some of the south towns: West Seneca, Orchard Park, Blaisdell, Marilla, Alden, inland to Darien. That's still a pretty good pocket of snow. It's not going to bury anybody tonight, but it will be enough to end up coating the roads and slowing everybody down. David, let me know if you got another traffic camera. Pop it up on the screen. We'll take a look at that whenever you've got something here. There's a picture. Where's that from?
This is from Elma, from Lydia, saying it's still coming down in Elma Center. And as you can see on Doppler, I mean, this band, thankfully, is starting to shred apart a little bit. Not as intense as what we've seen over the past 24 hours, but those are very fat flakes, and even with a lack of wind, this is going to create issues on the roads.
Yeah, there it is. Elma Center is that's where those big fat flakes are falling. Still kind of the center of what's left of the band as it begins to sink southward. This is almost now. You can see Clarence there. It's still north of the Thruway, Harris Hill, Newstead, Corfu, and then even out the outskirts of Batavia and Genesee County. All right, let's go ahead and take a few questions or comments in here. Let's see. Good evening, Susan. Great to have you along. Kayla's in the house. What are the temperatures tonight and tomorrow morning? I think we're going to go sub-zero in spots overnight tonight, and then the wind chills will be down there as well. Donna, great to have you along. Appreciate that. Lancaster and Elma. We just showed the pictures there, right? That was an Elma picture, David. So those fat flakes are falling in Elma and both Marilla, Lancaster as well. Slow ride home is what Heather is saying from Blaisdell to Williamsville, down 20. And you can see that portions of the north towns, the Tonawonda's got some snow today. If you know how much did you get in the Tonawondas? It's interesting to see. I'm hearing about 3 to 5 inches once you got to Grand Island up to around North Amherst, Pendleton, Cheektowaga. So if you've got some numbers to give us, please do that, because these would be raw data coming in. We haven't seen anything. Nothing's been put out yet. Orchard Park just closed. We mentioned that. Everybody's getting the text there as well. Hamburg is closed. And let's see, we've got another thank you for the updates. We appreciate all the thank yous. If you guys can just like and share this, that's all we ask, is go ahead and takes a second. You got it on your phone. Everybody's watching mobile now. Go ahead and hit that like, share button. That would be awesome. Follow the page if you enjoy these and you like to get the updates. It's easy to do as well. Someone says it can leave Hamburg now, and it will after it drops a little bit more snow. This is what we're looking at tonight. It'll be exiting some of the areas like South Buffalo, Blaisdell, Sloan, Depew, Lancaster between now and 9 p.m. So the clock is ticking on that one, and then it will sink further south, but it will be fading and pulling a little bit closer to the lake. So Hamburg, Lakeview, Woodlawn, Sturgeon Point, Erie, Derby, Eden, you'll have some action there through the overnight, but not a lot. What's Amherst looking at tonight and tomorrow? Amherst is done. We can tell you that right now as we pop this on the map. I don't think the flakes are falling in Amherst anymore. With the University to Buffalo is up there, so a couple of snowflakes. That is it. Frontier closing is the question mark. How much more for Cheektowaga? West Seneca line, not too much. You're going to end up wrapping things up here in the next couple of hours, depending upon the large what size flakes you're getting there. You're going to fall. Everybody's going to fall within that 4 to 8 inch range for round 2, which is what's coming in right now. Persia at 4 a.m. should be okay. There'll be a couple of snowflakes down there, but it is not going to be anything that's getting beat up. Cheektowaga and Sloan closed as well. Williamsville is closed. It sounds like everybody's caving on the cold air, and it's certainly not the snow. Saying, hey, it looks like it's done in the city. Yeah, the snow rates in the city now are pretty low. West Seneca and Lackawanna, it's slowing down as we go back to the maps and give you an idea of what we're seeing here in West Seneca and Lackawanna. I think that's where some of the steadiest snow still is. Even then, it's not as heavy as it was yesterday, and it is not blowing around. Kenton should be done if the flakes are done falling in your backyard in North Buffalo, which is about what we're seeing right now. There's not a lot going on. Some light stuff there. I think the heavy stuff is gone. Village of Hamburg coming down heavy. That's the word there, and that would make sense because the darker blues still living over portions of central Erie County close to the lakeshore. We've got another thank you for the updates. Heather wants to know about Orchard Park. Orchard Park is in there getting some snow. Not as heavy as Hamburg, but it's going to be pockets or bursts of snow that put down another few inches, so you have to scrape the driveway one more time. Lancaster's saying they're still getting heavy snow, and that jives with the color of the blues that are on the map there. Anything for Dunkirk? Let's back out and see. Right now, this is offshore. Dunkirk has had a nice break, but I do think you're going to see some snow showers in Dunkirk, and that'll put down a few inches of snow overnight tonight. Schools are closing for tomorrow, and I think mainly it's because of the cold rather than the snow. OP Hamburg by the stadium saying they're getting crushed again. So these pockets of heavy, I think it's right in here. I'm going to freeze this for everybody and get a peek at it. Stadium is right. Where is it? Right in here. So that would jive with what's falling from Lakeview, North Evans, Water Valley, Eden Valley, East Eden, North Boston. So that's a heavy pocket right in there as this reorients. Lakeshore or closed or Maryville, maybe. There's a lot of them closed. Cheektowaga closed, so it would seem that a lot of the sister sites might close as well. It sounds like they've all talked a little bit and figured out what's happening. Coming down heavy in Derby too. That's where we've got it. Let's see if that's sitting right in here. Yep, Derby's coming down there. Let's see, Dave Cash is in the house here. He's a morning man doing traffic, but tonight he's checking out the weather. He's done with snow in Amherst. He's getting too old for this. You got to pay a young guy to come and shovel out the driveway, David. That's how it works. When is it going to leave South Buffalo? We'll get a peek at it here. We'll throw the time lapse back on, and it is not going to hang out too much longer. I think we've got you in the South Buffalo is 5 to 9 p.m. So another couple hours of what you have, and then it will begin to fade away, and that will be it. OP Lake getting hammered again. Orchard Park on Lake Ave. So that's going to be a little bit further south, right in here. They're closer to West Seneca than they are Orchard Park. So that's a gap in the radar right now, but it's suffice to say there's snow coming down in there. This will be the end of it for tonight. Once it gets past tonight into tomorrow, that lake effect fades. Lockport is done with the lake effect. West Seneca will be in the clear later on tonight once they gather their last showers here in the last couple of hours of it. People saying, how much longer? You got about 2 more hours there. Yes, Corfu. I'm sorry if I rolled out Corfu. It's Corfu, and that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. Depends on which side of town you're on, though. That's from what I'm hearing. There's always a debate about that one. Closed schools so parents can make plans. David, what do we look? Oh, no, we've got lights flashing on the road. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, at least one police cruiser there going eastbound on the 90. This is the mile strip exit. And if you remember yesterday, it seemed like, the vehicles that were going south towards the New York-Pennsylvania border, that's the area of the thruway that was all clogged up. Now it looks like it's happening on the other side here. I'm not sure what the traffic incident is up here, but I can tell you it is slow going here for those of us on the thruway at the 90 mile strip exit.
Yeah, that is. So where's that? That's 90 mile strip?
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and bring that up on the screen here and see it right here. So that's 90 at the mile strip exit. So that's not too far from Hamburg. Let's see. There's Scranton. Am I in the ballpark here? Nope.
No, you're close. You were close.
Yeah, we're right in here.
Like zoom in.
Yep, we're close. We don't have to get in that close, but we get it.
South.
We're right in the neighborhood there.
Yeah.
And that's where the 90-219 split is underneath there by West Seneca. So that's the view, huh? Put that back up. Is it right? Is it still there or is it gone?
I could. Hold on.
No, that's okay.
Got it.
That's all right. Gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's the type of snow that's coming down. Again, it's a heavy snow. It's not light stuff, but it's enough to obviously cause an issue out on the roads and make everybody think twice about their travel tonight. This is part of a big cold spell. It's smashed the cold all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Snowed in Florida today. Some of the routes north of Tampa, near the Panhandle, looked a lot like West Seneca. images. And our cold here stays around. We've got another cold one tomorrow, which is why the schools are closing. And then we bounce back to the 20s for Thursday and Friday. But this is what we've got coming our way tonight. If you're in the snow right now, you got about another 4 to 8 inches. And it should be wrapping up in West Seneca and Blaisdell, South Buffalo pretty quick. This is a pretty cool snow video. This is the lake as it boiled up and brought that snowband right on into the your living room here, the front door. Boy, if you were living on the waterfront, to look out your window and watch that cloud come in is pretty cool. And this is a time lapse, so this isn't real time, but we've sped it up so you don't have to spend 15 minutes watching this come in. It's a neat piece of video. Hey, if you're out there and you're watching and you have the ability to give this a quick like and a share, that's all we ask from you. We'll answer all the questions you can throw at us and hopefully provide the answers you're looking for. So if you could just give this a quick like and a share. I think we've got about 1,000 people in here over across 3 or 4 different social media sites, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, X. So if you're watching, please go ahead and smash that. Throw an emoji on the screen. We can see it and watch the numbers go up. And we appreciate that. That helps energize the stream and get it out to more people. So thanks for that. Any more for Eden? Let's put Eden back on the screen and we'll run through. I'm going to do about 10 of these, David. You throw another camera up if you've got one.
Okay.
Or if you've got that video you want to pop up, that'd be fine too. So here it is. In Eden, you still have another handful of inches coming your way tonight. So you're going to end up with some steady snow. Kind of the picture that you saw in the 90s is going to be what you have there. Waiting for more in Fredonia. It looks like you'll be waiting a little bit longer because this is taking its time coming in, especially at that rate. But you can see the lake snow band positioned offshore that will be tracking your direction. How about Gowanda at 4 a.m.? I think Gowanda is looking okay. You'll have some snow showers. They'll be reoriented. Instead of the southwest fetch, it'll be more of a westerly fetch. There'll be bursts of snow rather than a solid line. So that's what you've got there. Hey, Shirley, thanks. No problem. If anybody wants to hop on the text line, same thing that Shirley has. All you have to do is text weather to 503-ANDY, 503-2639. And if you do that, you can see it in the crawl at the bottom of the screen. You'll be able to hop in and get alerted on the text messages. What does Friday look like? Not too bad. Around here, 26 degrees, snow shower or two, but I think we'll even squeak a little sunshine in there as well. Coming down good in Shelby. So that's another one. If anybody has snow totals you want to throw at us, if you spent a little bit of time shoveling out your driveway, go ahead and give those and let us know what's going on. This is one. Here's North Tonawanda came up around 5 inches. That's what we were thinking. I think we had the 3 to 6 inch mark between, would say, North Buffalo, or Kenmore and Tonawanda. So thank you for that update. Fresh 5 up there. Yorkshire, I think what you're going to end up with is some light snow showers there. Not a big hit down there. West Seneca and Lackawanna, how much more are they going to get? We'll put it on the screen. Let everybody get a good look. If you just walked into the room and you wanted to take a look, if it's snowing where you are now, this is where you're going to end up. About 4 to 8 inches between 5 and 9 p.m. So about half of that is already fallen, and then we'll finish the rest of that one. Town of Tonawanda had a half a foot out there. That's about what we expected. They got their shot earlier. Now things are clearing up, and the cleanup begins. Here's a 3 to 4 inch in the town of Tonawanda. Karen says, thanks for doing this. We appreciate it. It's all about you. Whatever you guys drive the bus, whatever conversation you want to have, whatever questions you have, that's what we are going to answer. Will the wind chill be the same tomorrow? It looks like with those numbers that are going to hold in the single digits, the wind chills are going to be below 0. And it looks like the early morning hours when the kids would be walking in would be anywhere from around -10 to -20, depending upon where you are. And that's enough to have them pull the trigger on, I think, the wind chill, especially for people who are walking in districts that have a lot of walkers. Here's what it looks like in downtown Buffalo right now. A much different picture than it was with all that snow earlier this morning. It was I'll say it was a better commute. It was you had a little bit better visibility. Cheektowaga totals. We talked about this. Star, you're going to be in that 4 to 8 inch range and probably wrapping things up now in Cheektowaga. Let's go back to Doppler as we bring that on the screen. You can see that the band is now beginning to shift ever so slowly, but it is more out of the Buffalo area for the most part, at least with a heavy snow. You still have the heavier snow on an access that takes you from Blaisdell, West Seneca, Orchard Park, and then Marilla. It jumps all the way out to Darien and Batavia. Still a few gusts of wind in there, but the constant breeze is a little bit less than it was before. This one, we have visibility here. In Blaisdell said it's about 50 feet visibility in Blaisdell. That's what we're hearing. That darker blue, the closer you are to the lake, the steadier the snow is going to be. Niagara Falls to Grand Island should be smooth sailing into the Tonawondas. This is not going to do a replay. This is the last day for this particular lake effect event here. Travel from Olean to Fredonia tomorrow. No problems there. I think you're going to be okay. You might bump into some snow showers by Fredonia, depending upon how early it is. We've got another one, another half a foot in the house. Buffalo schools are closed. Tonawanda is pretty much done with the snow. You had your shot. Now it's south of all the Tonawandas, north and the town of Tonawanda as well. North Town's Medina closed as well. What time is it leaving Marilla? As we watch Marilla out here, your position just to the west, or to the east of West Seneca, you're still getting hit. The center of the band is kind of arching right through Cheektowaga, Lancaster, Marilla. So again, you're probably closer to the 9 o'clock hour to see that thing exit. Hey, thank you, Deborah. Love the palm trees, and we appreciate you guys for coming in and asking the questions. You ask the right questions, and then everybody gets the right answers. Cheektowaga schools just closed as well. Lackawanna's in the center of the band right now, still getting hit. We're just hearing that the roads are pretty snow covered and everything is slow. Will it come back to Silver Creek? Let's slide down there. And we'll go past Sturgeon Point in Angola and find Silver Creek. It's just offshore. You're getting some scud coming in there. It's almost like a small band beginning to develop. This is reorienting as it does. You get bursts of snow that'll break off from the main band and bounce through some of these communities. 5 to 6 inches in the town of Tonawanda, 1 mile from the Boulevard Mall. Thank you very much. Sounds like that's that in the 3 to 6 inch range is where we were at there. 62 at 4 a.m. Going to be okay to drive through Hamburg? Yes, it will. As long as they plow, they should be able to have those roads plowed by 4 a.m. How much longer for West Seneca? You're through around 9 o'clock, and that's when we'll wrap things up there. Watching the band reorient. We can call that because watching the band, you can really, if you read the radar, you can watch, instead of where the snow is falling on the ground, what we watch is where the snow originates out over the lake. And subtle wind shifts will begin to push this one way or another. And if you watch the international line there as the dividing line, you can see that the axis or the trajectory of this is now beginning to get pushed slightly more west than south. Instead of a southwest wind, is taking on more of a westerly component, and that should begin shoving the axis of the band a little bit further south, and that will include some of these deeper south towns. That's why the timing is a little bit different here. So, and through 5 to 9 p.m., you're going to be up there in that in the immediate south towns of Blaisdell, Lackawanna, South Buffalo, West Seneca, Lancaster, Depew, and then out to Alden. And then later on, it'll start to infiltrate deeper into central Erie County and send snowflakes all the way to Arcade, although not as heavy that far inland. Let's see, we've talked about Hamburg, West Seneca, Lancaster. It looks like another couple hours. 9 o'clock is about your time in Lancaster as we watch this band again sink slowly south. We talked about downtown Buffalo being done, but this is not done. Where's that picture, Dave?
This is the Hamburg exit at Scranton, and it is a slow go on the thruway. I mean, you're going, 10, 15, 20 miles an hour right there. Certainly not full speed, but I really wanted to, you were talking about snow totals. I really wanted to show you this picture go down south, and this is the Big Easy. This is New Orleans, and the airport, New Orleans Airport, they have 8 inches of snow and counting. So that's crazy more than some of the north towns got today.
That is crazy for them.
Yeah.
8 inches of snow in New Orleans. So New Orleans had more snow than the Tonawandas today.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That is crazy. Wow. Grand Island, North Grand Island has about 3 inches there. And again, where is that, David? Scranton exit on the 90?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Yeah, all the tractor trailers have the four ways on. They could probably use a plow out there on that road, you think?
I've seen a few go by, but the problem is when you get snow this light, it's just going to pile up.
Yep. William, happy to do it. We've got a lot of guys that snowplow people that keep track of the weather, and they want to know when it's snowing, and they dip in and enjoy the commutes, and they get their questions answered. That's great. City Hall going to be closed tomorrow. It shouldn't. I don't think they close for cold days there. Star, is Lockport done? Yes, you're done in Lockport. Amherst is done as well. Amherst should find just a few flurries left. What are temperatures going to be like tomorrow? Snow is moving out, correct, but temperatures will be in the high single digits or maybe even the low teens. Derby is going to see more snow as well. We'll pop that on the screen, and I think we've got Angola up there. I'm trying to set this up so you can see it in its entirety there, all the way out to Attica. Anybody in Genesee County have a snow total out there? That would be interesting. I'd like to hear that. We haven't heard from anybody out that direction. West Seneca tonight and tomorrow. We've talked about that. This is what you've got. It should be wrapping up around 9 o'clock in West Seneca, and you won't be adding on anything tomorrow. 400, how are we thinking the 400 will be to Delavan tomorrow? No problems. Tomorrow morning, not going to be an issue. Amanda says she's done with the snow. Send it back. How much more is Angola going to get? We've got that on the screen. You're in the 4 to 8 inch club there as well. Christian says, thanks. It says, when's the next snowstorm? Raymond wants to know. It is not coming anytime soon. The rest of this week looks pretty smooth sailing, even into the weekend. I think we go into a slightly more tranquil period here until this huge bubble of cold that kind of invaded all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Once that moves out and then everything begins moving again, this was the trigger for the cold, and then it'll settle for a few days, and then we'll have some time before the next weather system comes in. No more big storms now. There was a misconception. Someone was saying that lake effect is done after this storm. It is done for a few days, but it could certainly fire up again. The lake is freezing, but it's not freezing. There's a lot of open water left, so the lake effect is still open for business. Grand Island equals I'm mowing my lawn tomorrow. I don't know. Grand Island got a pretty good shot of snow. Lincoln Park has about 8 inches in it there. Daughter-in-law is coming from Williamsville, set around 10 at night back to Lakeview. From Williamsville to Lakeview. Yes, 10 o'clock should be okay for most of the trip. I think you can see the lake snow band there. So if she's coming from Williamsville, she's going to have no problems until getting closer to Lakeview. And then by 10 o'clock, this will be further to the south. So she'll have more of a clear drive than it is right now. Any substantial snow forecast for next week, Mike? We're not looking past the weekend. Julie says hi to Dave. Everybody says hi to Dave. Very popular traffic guy. Should have had him do a traffic report for us tonight. Put him to work while he's here. Is this the end once the band shifts south? Yes, it is. Dave, look at that. That's a great pick.
Yeah, from our friend Dave's Weather Station, DWS Dave's Weather Station on Facebook, posted this video. This is at Hamburg Beach, and you can see the wind kicking up the snow there. But look at this. This is the edge of the band. You saw the windmills in the background as well as the city skyline. But this is such a cool video from DWS Dave's Weather Station on Facebook. Pretty cool guy. He always likes to send us great, wonderful images.
Yep.
Thought, hey, why not share this? So give him a follow, give him a like.
That's good.
Yeah, this is a really awesome video.
That's cool. And there's the band. It's coming down in Brant again. So let's slide down. Brant is right along here, along the shoreline, along the edge of Lake Erie, not too far away. So we're going to see more snow down there. You get about 2 to 4 more inches in Brant. Hubby went out to snowblow again. Not much point earlier. Nope. Wait for it to get done and you do one more scrape before you go to bed. Robert just came back from a Caribbean cruise to this. Wow, that's a shock. Especially come off there still wearing the Hawaiian shirt and shorts after getting off the plane. And this is a shock to the system. Delavan's looking okay tomorrow, Kayleen. No issues there. Real question is, will the South Towns get a break from lake effect in February? Well, February, if we get the lake 80-90% frozen, yeah, right now it's only 30% frozen and there's still a lot of open water to be dealt with here. Will Metro Buffalo get anything tomorrow? Nope, the Metro is looking good. As a matter of fact, we're taking a peek at it right now. Still a few snow showers in downtown Buffalo. The roads are snow covered, but they'll be plowed and taken care of. You're not going to be down to pavement because it's so cold. We're kind of riding on a hard packed surface on a lot of roads. Let's see. It says, Danielson, can we say hi to Molly? Absolutely, Molly. How you doing? Thank you for watching, Daniel. Appreciate it. Daniel's been in here a couple times on the updates. A lot of folks are returning customers, if you will. If you have an opportunity, please give this a quick like and a share. That would be awesome. If you're on your phone doing this on the mobile, it's super easy. If you follow the page, you'll be notified when we do this as well. David, what are we looking at now?
Yeah, this is the Skyway. It doesn't look like the southbound was plowed, but look at this. You're starting to see the snow plows come on by and shove the snow aside. So just wanted to pop this up real fast and show everybody. This is a live look at the Skyway. Look at that snow.
It's closed, right?
What's that?
The Skyway is closed, so they're just
Yeah.
trying to get it cleared up and open now.
Yeah. It looks like this is the first time they're plowing it. It's still snowing. If you look
Yep.
towards the right-hand side, you can still see some snowfall here. Not as
Yeah.
intense as it was
Right.
about an hour ago, but that looks like the first time portion of that portion of the Skyway was plowed.
Yeah, so they closed it down. Now they're running tandem plows downhill, shoving all the snow out of the way. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Great get on that one, David. Hey, if you've got an opportunity, let me pull this off the screen. Wanted to do a quick shout out to one of our sponsors here. This is channel1media.com. They take all your old movies, photos, slides, tapes, and they'll turn them into digital works of art that will live on for eternity. And you can put them on the cloud if you want. All those home movies, if you don't know what to do with them, give them a call. You don't even have to know what kind of tape it is. They can convert everything and save it for you. Give them a call at 759-1111. Ask for Chuck and Mary. They'll take good care of you. They converted all of my old tapes for me. Really neat stuff. Let's go back to Doppler radar here, and you can see that we've got the snow still coming in right along the shoreline of Lake Erie, inland all the way to Attica. Still haven't heard from Genesee County. Anybody watching in Genesee County tonight? We've got another one from Alden here. Kim wants to know what's happening in Alden. It's still snowing there, and you're going to be in the group that has to wait until around 9 o'clock for that to be done. Kind of on the edge of where we go from 4 to drop down in that 4 to 8 bubble, if you will, and then it'll drop down to a couple of inches, 2 to 4 from Alden into Attica. What do we've got here? It says, just had light snow all day in Wilson, the Newfane, 2 inches since last night. So somebody all the way to the shoreline of Lake Ontario still getting enough light snow up there. Nothing right now. Occasionally, you've got these snow bands on Lake Ontario that will kind of kiss the shoreline and deposit just a little bit, but the super fluff piles up so quick. Overnight driving, we've got Chautauqua and Erie County. You're going to find that the snow band is positioned down here to the south. That's where it's going to be. The worst driving you're going to have right now are from some of the inner ring suburbs down into the south towns before this wind shift occurs, which is still looks like about an hour. What is it? 7:30. So about another hour and a half away from really changing some of these communities from dropping down another one. It's snowing, snowing on the city's east side. So the east side of Buffalo is there. This is what the west side of Buffalo is. So it's coming back. It's not a whiteout or anything, but certainly the snow is going to add another bit in the city. It's not quite done yet. Elisa, thank you very much for the kind words. Hamburg getting hit again, but you were prepared. Thank you. Yeah, everybody kind of knew this one was coming. We tried to tell everybody the direction of the snow, where it was going to be when, and this was tougher because it was on the move. So trying to communicate the time of day when it was going to hit, how much snow you were going to get at each shot. That was tricky. Orchard Park, we heard, was closed for tomorrow. The text, the email, the phone calls are going out. We're keeping warm. So is everybody else. Absolutely. Kristen, happy to have you along in here. We've got Ryan. It says, who's got the most snow overall out of this storm, David? We'll have to look at that. I'm going to guess it's one of the Southtown sites, but we've got somebody off the road on an exit. Where are we watching?
This is one of the exits on the 33 to get to the 90. And you can see, I mean, I know there's a state trooper station right within this location, but yeah, I mean, you got a couple of state troopers on the side there. It looks like a truck off the road. I mean, it's even though the snow is done in Cheektowaga, it really doesn't take much on those on-ramps for you to go sliding in the other direction. So do take it easy if you're going to be out on the thruway and the on-ramps or off-ramps going on either the 90 or the 33. But yeah, you can see definitely a truck on the side of the road there.
Yep, that's one right. That's another one off the road. We've seen a bunch of those. Still coming down heavy in Lancaster, Elma border. Let's go take a peek, and we can see that in that area there is a gap there, but that is there's actually the radar is blind in that spot for right now. For whatever reason, it's causing that gap. We can absolutely guarantee it's snowing in between those two sites there. We had crazy weather last night, Deborah says. This morning, they couldn't get up the hill in Forestville. A semi was stuck on the hill. Yeah, they do not do hills very well. Speaking of Forestville, let's go down there and talk about them. They don't have a lot of snow right now. They will get some snow tonight, so a few more inches of snow. Not a huge hit. You'll be in that maybe in that 4 to 8 inch pocket as this begins to reorient. Any chance of driving bans tomorrow? No. We are all good, Brooke. You're going to make it in, no issues whatsoever. We touched on Lancaster again, but we've got a huge Lancaster following out there. And as we watch what's going on in Lancaster, we'll bring you right in, back in here. There is a gap there, but it's still fairly steady snow. You're on the north end of it, though. So things are going to be improving in Lancaster quite rapidly. Do schools close if they're a walking district? Yeah, I think we do see a lot of districts base their closings on how much of their population are walking in as opposed to riding the bus. Stockton and West Seneca, it just won't stop. That's kind of how it was. What was it? Was it last night we were tracking the West Seneca band? And it was just it just kind of powered through there as well. What do we have here? OP Village coming down heavy as well. They're getting slammed in West Seneca again. Lancaster, everybody's saying it's heavy snow in there. Corfu is still snowing even out into portions of Genesee County. You can see the snow extent all the way to Pembroke, Newstead, straddling the thruway, but it is looks like exiting Clarence and Amherst a little bit, the north end of that. What you're really going to find is the next hour will be critical for a lot of these sites that are getting snow right now as this begins to bend. And you can see how there's a black line in the center of the lake. That's the U.S.-Canadian dividing line there. And it is beginning to sink to the south of that. So that means it's going to start to bring areas like Eden, Angola, Collins, Colden, Springville, Concord. East Aurora is getting snow now, but it'll continue to do that as well. Where do we go here? A bunch of thank yous. This is great. Hey, if you have an opportunity to go like and share this thing, we'd love to get about another 100. There's over, what do we got? 1,200 people, depending on what platforms you're watching. If you have an opportunity, you're holding your phone, watching this thing, please give it a quick like or a share. That would be awesome. We can keep grabbing questions if you guys do that. What do you have there, David?
Yeah, take a look at this. This is the Hamburg exit, Scranton exit on the 90. And remember, about 10, 15 minutes ago, this was more flowing. And now we're starting to see it slow down significantly, or at least the traffic, all the semi-tractors on the roadways right now. So conditions are not great for those of us in Hamburg.
Yeah. It's like a caravan. It's a convoy. All I see are tractor trailers out. Literally, that's just a line of tractor trailers.
Yeah.
I don't see any passenger vehicles.
No, and it's also difficult to see these vehicles. Well, there's one vehicle right here, but yeah, a majority of the vehicles on the road right now, they're tractor trailers.
Yep. Look at that. Orchard Park is already closed tomorrow. We touched on that. Lancaster has a few more hours of this. Heavy in Cheektowaga right now. Lancaster by Frontier High School is terrible. Lancaster Elma is terrible again. Focus on Darien. It's coming down right now pretty good. Thank you very much. I was asking for a Genesee County comment. You got to give me a little something. It's coming down in Darien. What do you have on the ground out there in Darien? This would make sense. So Alden, Marilla, Bennington, Attica, that area that it's open on the plateau. You're not far from the windmills out there. I wonder if they're churning in this. But that lake snowband is bending and arcing all the way into Genesee and Wyoming County at this point, still on some pretty good winds. Hey, thank you very much, Joanne. We appreciate that. Snowing again in Elma, Aurora area. So if we zero in, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be right in this area where Elma meets Aurora, and we've got that steady snow going there. When is it leaving Hamburger Town? It's not leaving Hamburger Town right through the overnight, and then we should be done there as well. Let's see, what do we expect? Temperatures tonight and tomorrow. We're going to be dropping down below zero in spots tonight, and then and possibly just the single digits in a lot of places tomorrow. Mount Vernon area by Hamburg Beach is getting Hamburg, so let's slide over this. Yeah, look at the dark blues there, David. You were showing Scranton, which is not far. That's going to be right in this area where the thruway cuts through. That's the exit. So that camera is positioned right on top of this by the Quality Inn. The Waterstone Grill is right there. And you're going to see that dark blue, that's what's indicative of what these people, everybody that's talking about the snow that's coming down, that's exactly what it is. Thank you very much, Janine. Appreciate it. We try to be as detailed as you guys want us to be and zoom in and take care of business, answering the questions that you have. Jen Lynn wants to know how much longer in Lancaster. It's going to be there through around 9 o'clock tonight. So don't go shoveling until once it stops around 9, then you can give it one last scrape. Where are we at now, David?
This is near the William Street exit on the 90. I mean, it's snow covered, no matter
Yep.
where you are. I mean, yeah, you're looking at throughway cams, even when the snow stopped, all the way up to the Cleveland Street exit on the 90, where you have the option to go to Cleveland Street or then the Niagara Falls or to the Lancaster or
Yep.
Albany. When you have all that split, this is really just the view, no matter where you are
In there.
between those exits. It's not fun to be on the roads.
No, and that doesn't even show up. It's not showing up as a very intense snow in that spot right there. But I know exactly where that exit is on the map, and we're kind of in that area. They're at the northern end of that. Again, downtown Buffalo, not so bad. We do have snow coming down, and it's going to be kind of Buffalo is at the northern end of that. At least the downtown area is. We have it positioned here. You can see the city. There is part of the snow band still affecting it, but the meat of the snow band is a little bit further to the south in Blaisdell, Hamburg, and then inland across West Seneca, Marilla, Elma, Alden, Bennington, and all the way to Darien, as we've seen there as well. Justin, we appreciate it. Kenmore, yeah, you're done. Absolutely. We can put the fork in Kenmore and say we're done. Julie says, let's make this thing stop. This is too much. Whiteout in Orchard Park near Highmark Stadium. Let's go zero in on the stadium and check it out. That's what we're hearing. A lot of people saying that it's coming down pretty heavy. And that is a spot out there where Highmark Stadium is on the map. Again, there's a gap in the radar, but that's where the darker blues are collecting. It's kind of a glitch. Who's getting hammered at West Seneca? One more time, Tara. Yeah, what do you have, David?
Yeah, this is Susie in the Old First Ward, and you can see, I mean, this is close to downtown Buffalo. Definitely shovelable out there, but some of the harder hit areas currently right now south of the Old First Ward.
Mm-hmm. Hamburg Lakeview border about an inch since 5:30. So that's the Old First Ward we're looking at there. Trying to get an idea of how much snow is on the ground. It's difficult to tell. Ashley, here's one that says keep it coming. She says keep the snow coming. Right? Hamburger is done. The dishes are done, man. What's the AM temps like? Got to go work outdoors. Boy, Debbie, if you got to work outdoors tomorrow, that's not a fun one. Temperatures will be below zero in the early morning hours. Wind chills will be -10, -20. Lake snows end. That's the important part of the story, but the cold continues for one more day, and then we start to bounce back into the 20s. Tim says lake effect just began in portions of East Aurora. Great picture there with the family. Let's go ahead and bring East Aurora into the mix. And yeah, there was light stuff earlier. Now that the band, as it begins to bend a little bit more, getting pushed inland, East Aurora is more in the thick of it. You'll be able to see that right where it's labeled there. It wasn't there within maybe an hour, and it just kind of rolled into town. Kyle, thank you very much. Happy to do this, and we try to provide as much clarity as we can. And you guys ask, is the better questions you ask, the better answers and the more detail we can give you. Thank you so much. Every time we see that, can someone hit the off button on Doppler, right? Just shut it down and end it. Let's see. What is this? Oh no, so rude. Yeah, if you've got a plow, you can help people out. Go for it. That's always nice. Nothing yet in Boston, but it is on its way. Lenore, it is working its way your direction. We'll put. Where was that? We'll put the Boston Hills on the screen shortly here. David, where is this? Whose car is that?
This is in West Seneca from Jana Maria. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but look how fat those flakes are in West Seneca. You walk outside, and I was talking about this earlier, and the snow, I mean, it's so cold that the snow seems like it's sticking to your boots. It's kind of annoying. You have to really hit the boots hard just to get the snow off.
Yep, that's a good scrape. So you don't want to touch that. Just let that go for a little bit and and wait it out in West Seneca until after 9 o'clock. Boston Hills aren't getting a whole lot of action right now. You can see it on the screen. It is coming your direction. We just had someone in East Aurora say it's rolling in your direction, and that's what's coming your way very shortly. Through the second half of the night. When we put the times on the screen, you can see 5 to 9 p.m. for areas like West Seneca, Lackawanna, Depew, Lancaster, Alden. Then it transitions, and then from 6 p.m., that's a 5 a.m., is where you're going to find the snow in the deeper sections of Erie County all the way down to Springville in Forestville there. It says they're spoiled in Tonawanda. Had a little bit of snow, but now you are done. 100%. You can kind of say Tonawanda got their shot and took their shot, and they're done. We talked about the temperatures for the next few days. When is Blaisdell clearing? That'll clear in the next couple of hours, Mark. Thank you very much. We've got very bad in Depew, still snowing there. How much for the Galleria? Should be wrapping up there at the Galleria pretty shortly. Numbers are on the screen. I think we could use that as a pretty good landmark. Everybody knows where it is when you're taking a ride. You can see it's over by the airport now, the north end of the band. Some lighter snow from Williamsville beginning to exit, and it looks like this. You can see the gap now forming right in here. That's indicative of the band beginning to bend down a little bit. It'll slide south of Cheektowaga and the airport pretty shortly. Depew is still coming down pretty bad because you're on the south side of that. It goes Cheektowaga, Depew, Lancaster, West Seneca, Marilla, Orchard Park. So we're waiting for it to just cut through Harris Hill, and it's almost south of the Thruway. And then the next step is some of those first ring burbs. Brant is getting some snow as well. And we've got the chill. Kathy threw the chill sign out. Hey, some kids went and got to play on a snow day, Dave.
Yeah, this is what we did as kids. I mean, look at that. They're just having a blast in the snow. No care in the world. And now building looks like a little bit of a mountain there, maybe to play King of the Mountain. But yeah, this is from Elizabeth and Sloan. Just going back to childhood memories. What we did.
Yeah, that is cool. Look at that. Wow. All right, this says, I wonder what that looks like right up against the lake. Yeah, there it is. This is the lake band as that was coming in. Let me zoom in right to around here. This is when it gets interesting. You can see as that begins moving into the city. So time lapse, it lifts the moisture off the lake, and I don't want to call it boiling because it technically isn't boiling, but it's moisture being drawn upwards, and as it does, it condenses, forms the clouds, and then it goes up, and eventually that ends up being snow that ends up falling on you. Look at that. Wow. I'm sorry. I missed this question here. So she says, thank you. Post that question 10 times. Well, I just jumped to the most recent question. So if there's a question we didn't get to, go ahead and pop it in there and we'll absolutely answer it. I'm watching right now. If the questions that are coming in right now are next in queue, we jumped ahead. So if we haven't answered yours, are there any travel bans tonight? I don't think there's anything in place. There's a lot of advisories, but I don't know that there's any bans in place. Went for a walk. Where was here? Oh, wow, now they're coming in. Any more for Eden? Eden should be, yes, getting snow. Let me switch over. Eden is going to be positioned right here. It hasn't been doing a lot in Eden, but now it's coming in pretty good. You're going to find that is working its way back to Eden tonight. Here's another one. When it hits Springville, will be long duration. Asking for a friend. It will come down to Springville. You're going to get some snow in Springville, but it's going to run from tonight until tomorrow. So that 4 to 8 is kind of the outskirts. It bends down to maybe Gowanda, Springville on the edge of that. It's not a defined edge, but then we'll find the snow showers. It'll break up a little bit once it loses that long southwest fetch. Here's one that says over by the stadium, 7 Corners should see a decrease in the snowfall around 9 o'clock. Yes. Let's see. Let's go over to 7 Corners. Actually, I'm gonna rephrase that. You're actually going to be included in that overnight. So it's going to be longer. If you're in West Seneca, Blaisdell, Depew, Alden, Elma, Marilla, you'll be able to get a break around 9 o'clock. If you're in Orchard Park, Hamburg, Eden, Angola, East Aurora, Orchard Park, it's going to be later than that. And then you'll find places like Springville, Gowanda, Eden, Collins, Concord. You'll have this through the remainder of the night. So these are not huge numbers, but they are going to be additional inches that you're going to have to deal with here. Let's check it out here. Went for a walk earlier to the grocery store. A very crunchy snow. Is there a scientific reason for that? Crunchy snow. I found that it was, when I was out today, it was a very fluffy consistency. I guess if you walk on it, it would make a crunch. I almost, on the pavement underneath a boot, it made more of a squish than a crunch.
Really? Because in South Buffalo, where I'm at, it was crunchy. Like it was sticking. to the boots.
Interesting.
You weren't going to sneak up on anybody in the snow. It was very loud.
And you're known to do that.
Yeah, but this is what it would look like in South Buffalo moments ago. I don't know if we shared this or not, but it was
not yet.
It was coming down, and then I just stumbled across this camera. This is in Silver Creek on the 90, and the reason why I show this is it's not only dry pavement, but look over the horizon, and the lights are illuminating that band of snow. You can see the cutoff and where that band is slowly inching southward.
Where do you have that, David?
What's that?
Where is it? This is looking north at where?
Yeah, Silver Creek.
All right, I'm going to slide up the radar here real quick. So get a look at that. All the taillights, and people see the wall of snow that they're driving in. And then let me freeze this on the last frame. So Silver Creek, the thruway is right in there. As it goes through Silver Creek, kind of makes that turn. And I believe that camera is going to be located right in here. And it's looking right into all of that snow. And the camera actually might be right here. That's how close the snow band is. And if we put this into motion, you can see that it's beginning to swallow up the shoreline. It wasn't, but now it is. As it's being redirected and changed and shoved inland a little bit. This is the big shove, the snowplow, as Dion Dawkins is calling it. Man, I hope they call it the snowplow next time they do that, and not what they're calling it. Hey, downtown looks clear. Look at this. I think it just jumped right out of the snow totally. I think downtown Buffalo, as we zero in on Doppler, that's good news for them. Starting to be kind of a confirmation that things are ending. There we go. Let me freeze it. And as we go into the city, the city's on the edge of the snow band right now. So that's good news. That means that last piece that you see on the screen over Cheektowaga should be done momentarily here, probably in the next 15 or 20 minutes. So this is Dave, I'd say this is a pretty big shove right now. This is going to be a large reorientation that's going to take a number of communities like Buffalo, Sloan, Pine Hill, Williamsville, Harris Hill, Lancaster, and it looks like anything north of the thruway should be done here pretty quickly. Should be wrapping up on time. So again, this was kind of our map where we were saying anything maybe north of 20, right around 20, that should be done by 9 o'clock. It looks like that's in line. If you're East Aurora, Hamburg, Orchard Park, some of the deeper south towns, this is going to continue through around 5 o'clock this morning before it all wraps up. But either way, you're not looking at feet, you're only looking at inches. Dave wants to know how much of the lake is frozen. In this picture, as we watch the clouds come in, this is where the edge of the ice is. The ice boom is right there. There's a lot of open water between here and Long Point, here in Toledo. More than 100 miles of open water. The edges are starting to ice up, but the center is not. And this cold air will go a long way to icing things up. But you can see what happens when so this is what's being illuminated in Silver Creek in the nighttime. It's this kind of wall of cloud that goes from the sky to the ground. And that's what people are driving into. And that's filled with those fat snowflakes that are falling all the way inland. That is so cool to watch that happen. How the moisture is literally just sucked off the top of the lake and brought into the air and then deposited in front yards around Western New York. How much is Elma going to get tonight, Brittany? Let's go give a look at it here. You can see the numbers. You're probably working your way to between 4 and 8 inches by the time this is done. And as we put radar back on the screen, there you can see the Elma is right positioned in there. You should find things lightening up rather quickly. Everybody in Lancaster that was getting worried that they were going to get buried, it looks like you are almost done. That's good news there. Angola is going to see some snow tonight. You're still down here in Angola, so this snow band is just now beginning to kind of arch into your backyard. It should be done on the UB South campus now. If it's not, it will be done very shortly. Good time to start shoveling. Give it a go. You are all good in Buffalo. This is not coming back your direction. South Wales at 7 a.m., you'll have fresh snow on the ground from the overnight, but not a lot. I think South Wales will see a few more inches, and then it's over. South Towns tomorrow, this is it. What you see is what you get through the morning hours. I don't think we're going to add anything significant beyond that. Marilla should be done around 9 o'clock, maybe a little bit later. Marilla is kind of on the on the edge of where I think, what is it now? 7:51. I think by 9 o'clock, you're going to be right near the edge of this. Dayton, Gowanda area, you're going to see the snow continue tonight. Gowanda, here's another question. So we'll bring Gowanda on the screen. You haven't had a lot in the last bit. This has been kind of offshore to the north of you today, but that will move into your backyard and you'll end up with some snow in Gowanda. You're seeing this right there on the screen, and you'll kind of live on the transition zone from the 4 to 8 to the 2 to 4 in that area there. South Buffalo should almost be done as well as we go to the north end of this. We just mentioned that downtown is done, so that means that South Buffalo is next as we start to see things clearing out, and it'll be pretty done rapidly. North Buffalo is done. We can give you that there. They'd like some more in Alexander, New York. I don't think there's going to be much more coming out to Alexander. This is probably the last shot of it here in the next couple of hours. If we put this back on the map, we talked about Gowanda. There's this one, trying to catch up a little bit. South Buffalo, we're done. They're staying warm and cozy. Absolutely, no doubt about it. We've got the heat on and working in here. I'm trying to stay hydrated. The time lapse, that was cool. The time arrival of that was as it moved into the city around 11 o'clock this morning. How much longer till the lake is 80 or 90% frozen? Anne Marie wants to know. It looks like that would be the end of the month. Give it about 10 days. We might be over 50%. I think we'll be 50 to 75% by the end of January. Will the polar vortex be making another appearance this winter? This one came down. Now it's going to play musical chairs. We'll warm back up, but it does look like early February we'll have another shot of cold air. It'll bounce back and then get cold. And then I do see going down the line, once you're like February 4th, February 5th, a pretty decent rebound in there. We talked about Dunkirk, Buffalo near Hurdle. Works at a co-op, should be okay there. Everything is clearing up in the city of Buffalo. Very crunchy snow in North Buffalo. David, everybody's agreeing with you. Some squeaky snow out there. Strikersville has heavy wet snow in Strikersville. This was light stuff here. Wouldn't that be something? When will it stop at the University of Buffalo? Pretty good. Snowing hard in OP. When it's not below zero, yep, you got to bring and the dogs and the pets, they don't like it when it's that cold either. When will Lancaster clear up and the winds? Winds won't be as bad tomorrow. There'll still be enough to make it cold outside, but it won't be huge gusts of wind. Hey, thank you very much, Madonna. Appreciate you dropping in and the kind words. Dunkirk is going to see the snow hit you guys. It's coming back in that direction. We told you that, Dave, the lake is about 30% frozen. Okay, we've got Angola. I've just jumped to the most recent comments. Angola is going to go right back. I bet it's gotten ugly recently. Angola is probably seeing the heavier snow there. Brant is doing the same thing. You're right there next door to Angola, so you're going to have the heavier snow there. You can expect the 4 to 8 inch range in those two locations through the overnight tonight. The heavier snow just coming in. It'll continue to tag you for the next few hours. Forestville area, you're in the 4 to 8 inch range, so yes, you will get hit tonight again. Donna says hi from Derby. We're happy to see you there. Tonawandas are done, and yes, it was crunchy again in the Tonawandas. Dave, do you have a camera to fill us in on?
Yeah, this is the 400 at Union and Transit, and you can see it is just very poor conditions, very tough to see right in front of you. And the cars, obviously, they got their four ways on, so it's definitely visibility poor. Roads are covered in West Seneca, and just not a fun night to be on the roads.
No, it's not. Hey, we haven't asked in a while, but if you guys could do a quick like and a share, everybody watching on a cell phone, tablet, whatever you're doing, probably relaxing, and we're kicking out the information to you. If you could just quick do a like on this thing. If you stumbled across us and you haven't followed the page, go ahead and give us a like and a follow. That's the way when we do these things, you guys will be updated for the next one. That would be super cool. And if anybody wants to check out our sponsor, if you've got some old home movies sitting around the house, whether they're on DVD, photos, slides, tapes, you can get them put to digital. You don't have to think about it. You hand over the tapes, Chuck and Mary convert it. They get it back to you. You can download it from the cloud, keep it in the cloud, but they're your memories to keep for a lifetime. Very easy. Channel1media.com or 759-1111. Want to go back to this because we had a couple of comments on this earlier. People were asking what time this was. Around 11 o'clock this morning. This was round one as it entered the city of Buffalo, and it made quite an entrance. After this, I believe we were in almost whiteout criteria as that snow was blowing around the city of Buffalo for a while. Now it's a whole different view. That same picture, you can see much clearer. That lake snow band is south of the city. It's now beginning to pull south of Buffalo, the edge moving over the Skyway. Dave just showed us they had the tandem plows running the Skyway. The Buffalo Medical Campus is beginning to clear out. Sloan should be next on the list as that last piece of energy slides through Cheektowaga. And then West Seneca as well. We'll see that improving by 9 o'clock tonight. So the end is near for a lot of sites south of the Thruway. A number of places still have to wait for another hour or two. It'll end 5 to 9 p.m. kind of in that area, the South Buffalo, Lancaster, South Buffalo, Lackawanna, West Seneca, Elma, the northern Lancaster, those spots. And then it'll take a little bit longer for those times near 20A. You're going to overlap a little bit. If you're in East Aurora and Orchard Park, it's going to continue longer than 9 o'clock. That you'll kind of be thrown into the group where it takes longer into the overnight, maybe midnight or so. And then the lake snow continues for the southern tier sites of deeper southern Erie County, northern Chautauqua, and Cattaraugus until about 5 a.m. We just covered Blaisdell. Should be done with the snow in Blaisdell in maybe the 9 o'clock hour, maybe 9 to 10, because you're looking at this, the last bit still kind of edging in. You're still kind of central on that band, but it is going to begin to bend and push further south of you. The snow that's in Blaisdell now finishes out, and it goes down to Angola and works that way. Amherst is looking good. No issues there. As I mentioned, Blaisdell still in the snow for a little while longer, but that will be leaving. Once it does, it clears up pretty quick. North Park is done. Hamburg till 5 a.m. Hamburg is going to be going through the overnight. I think it's going to last maybe midnight, 1 a.m. We'll have to see how much the snow band bends over the next couple of hours. Grand Island is done with the snow. Yes, it is. So what did you have on the island today? I'd love to know, Rose. If you have a number, just kind of guesstimate. You don't have to go take a ruler outside. We know it's cold. You're not going to make you do that out. Let's see. It's not a plow day. Not a plow all day. No. You got hit twice in West Seneca. One more plow tonight, and then you guys should be done. We talked about Elma, how much additional snow for Elma. This is what you've got in that time period from about 5 until 9 o'clock tonight. You'll be in the 4 to 8 inch range. Attica, are you in the 2 to 4 inch range? Yes, you are. And as we bring Attica back on the screen, it's kind of the most interior extent of the snow. You're getting some bursts of snow at times in Attica, in and out of it, the steady snow, but you're not going to pile up a foot out there. Nobody's sitting on 12 to or 1 to 2 feet of snow tonight. This is a much different weather forecast as things are ramping down, a narrower band, slightly weaker as well. And that's it. Kim says, thank you for letting us know about the University of Buffalo. You can get home safely from work. Absolutely. We got another thank you. And then David is asking, can we get this broadcast on DVD? No, we're not. We don't make copies of this. It's just one and done. Don't know if there's still, I don't think there's any driving bans out there. We're not really keeping track of I believe there's a bunch of advisories. I know Tonawanda's put out an advisory. I don't know if there were any driving bans out there today. David, speaking of driving, it looks like you've got another piece of video.
Yeah, I'm working the phones right now, trying to confirm if there was indeed, in fact, one of those Starship Troopers or Star Wars, all-terrain vehicles spun on the 219.
I forgot what those are called.
Someone
put it in the comments.
I just don't know if it's fake or not.
Someone put it in the comments what that is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to confirm if this, this actually happened on the 219 today.
Yeah, well, that's the 219, is it? Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome. Here's one. Grand Island seemed to matter greatly whether you were at the north end or the south end. Yeah, the snow band does not treat both ends of Grand Island equally. There were no bands. Keep that on the screen until someone tells us I forgot what it's called. It's like it's the same word repeated. What?
All-terrain armored transport vehicle.
I thought it had like a catchy name that was like
it was
2
like
words.
Walker?
An at or something like that. Isn't it?
Yeah, this is according to Wikipedia.
There it is. Bingo. All you've got to do is ask everybody. The internet, the collective of the internet will tell you. So the at was spotted on the 219 today. That's awesome. Kim, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Is the city clear? Yes. They got a double dose, and now it is done. That's the view right now. Cars are moving along. They're starting to scrape the roads. The Skyway is being scraped. I don't know if it's open or not. Let's see what they say about the South Towns. Can the South Towns come and get their snow from the North Towns? I love that. I love how there's like the North Town and South Town mentality back and forth. Let's go back to the Doppler. We'll put that on the screen, give you an idea of what's going on. I think we're coming to the end. The questions are slowing. I think Dave, I think it's possible we may have answered all the questions for people tonight. Even what that thing was called, the at. So here's what we have tonight. I'll go through everything, soup to nuts. We see here's someone just walked in. When is Lackawanna done with the snow? You look outside, you see it coming down. You say, when is this done? So what we're watching is the access of the lake effect band, which goes back out over the center of the lake. It's ever so slowly beginning to break a bit, and the intensity is weakening. It's slightly to the south of the city now. We mentioned that downtown Buffalo went from a lot of clouds to a lot of clear, and that's what we are watching in the city right now. So that's what is coming your way in spots that are getting hit right now. The edge of that, we can tell you, is over the Skyway, across the Cobblestone District, and it will continue to push further inland. You can see this is a new frame. I'm going to freeze it right there. So now the clearing is going down Route 5 a little bit further south. About Tift Nature Preserve is where the other edge of that is. And then through portions of West Seneca, still getting snow there. That snow band bending. Clarence is still getting hit by some snowflakes, but that will be ending as well. You can see how that burst of snow trying to hold on through Cheektowaga and Clarence, but we will find that diminishing as this snow band continues to be shunted down to the south. Watch the Canadian shoreline. That's another telltale sign as we're starting to see it getting shoved off the shoreline, kind of making a move. I think the next big move is going to be right here from Dunkirk to Silver Creek. This portion of the 90 is going to rapidly change. We watched the camera at Silver Creek where that lake snow band was about to swallow Silver Creek. It's doing so now. So driving the thruway between the Scranton exit there, down through Hamburg, Eden, not a pleasurable trip along the shoreline, and then you pop out of it, and you've got clear roads south of Dunkirk. So these are the areas where the lake snow is about to go. It's still hitting areas like Marilla, East Aurora, West Seneca, Orchard Park, Lancaster, Alden, out to Darien and Attica, pretty good. So that's what we've got there. These are the numbers that we're working with today. Pockets of 4 to 8 inch ranges. The ones, kind of the upper ones there, if you're in that glowing orb, you're in the 5 to 9 inch or 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. time frame where that will come to an end, and then it will slowly transition out a little later than that. It'll be really more of a ending overnight situation. So it's 8 o'clock now. Another hour, we'll see more improvement along Route 20. And maybe north of 20A, south of 20A will be a dividing line where it takes a little bit longer. Finally, we got to go Buffalo in here. Yeah, we got a game in Kansas City. It's going to be about 32 degrees in Kansas City and partly cloudy skies. No issues there whatsoever. They have enough of it down here. You can keep it. Merry Christmas. No give backs is what the South Towns are saying. Cheektowaga and Buffalo tomorrow, cold with the lake snow ending, single digits, maybe some low teens, and that is it. Let's see. We've answered this. Is the lake half frozen? No, it's not quite half frozen. About a third frozen, and honestly, it's only the edges and the end near Toledo. The center of the lake is wide open. That's where this is drawing its power from. All that open water between here and Cleveland, right in there, the center of the lake. That is wide open. You've got slush ice around the edges, but you can see the lake effect machine is still cranking well out of that. Is the band moving back north tomorrow? No, this is it. It dies tomorrow. If it does move back, it'll be severely weakened and shouldn't be an issue to anybody. Niagara Falls, Canada, going to be okay tomorrow? Yes, it will. It'll be the frozen falls. That mist will be rhyming on everything there. Any more snow in Clarence? I think Clarence, you haven't gotten clearance, but you're almost done. You can see this is just about done. In Williamsville is kind of in the clear as well. Springville schools just closed, so that's another one there. No problem with anybody think do we feel oddly more confident? Are Bills fans less worried about playing Kansas City than they were about the Ravens. David, you worry less about?
No, I would say Kansas City is still king. You gotta still beat the Kings.
They're king, but it doesn't feel. It feels like you got that.
No,
You know,
they're still.
getting past the Ravens was good.
Yeah, but it's Kansas City.
And the refs. When will the snow end in Hamburg by the stadium? So we're watching that right now. Let's go down here to Hamburg. You've got some time. If you're in Hamburg, you're just getting into this, and it's got to bend through you. It's a number of hours. Don't even think about it ending before midnight in Hamburg. Hey, Beth, we appreciate it there. 4 to 8 inches in Lakeview. You've got 5 in Lakeview. Not sure when you got that 5, but that's about what we're looking for. So we're only talking about what you're getting in Lakeview. Doesn't count what happened earlier today. This is strictly just the evening hours. And if you got a fresh 5, it stacks up real quick. You know, maybe you'll end up. You're right. I mean, Lakeview is right on the shoreline. So if you end up, with an inch or two more than that, it's not going to be surprising if you're right on the lakeshore. But there it is. All right, here we go. Everybody's talking about. Not with the refs. More worried about playing Kansas City. Hope no, it's not. It's only going to be 30 degrees or so. Look at this. Everybody's worried about the refs. The Ravens were scarier because of the matchup. That's right. Yeah, that running game, huh? Will there be another storm next week, another snowstorm? There will be another shot of cold air coming in, Kayla, next week. So there's obviously another opportunity for snow. To what degree, and will it be a long-duration lake effect event like this one was? That's still to be determined, and you can't see it this far out. It says, want to play KC, finally beat them, and will. Yeah, I think that would be a change in the guard. That'd be kind of fun to see that happen. The narrative of them going back 3 times, I don't think America really wants to see that. I wonder if this would have. I wonder how different it would have been with this technology in the blizzard. We would have seen it coming. I hate to say it. We would have seen the storm, chronicle it coming across the country. Would have timed the winds out. Would have had an opportunity to maybe see the wall and had definitely more of a warning. You weren't going to stop it, but it was going to happen. When is this moving south of the West Seneca border? Let's go take a peek. And I think, again, improving conditions. We keep showing this. The city still looking good, and that's what's working its way a little bit further to the south. Sloan, it will be the next one. If it hasn't, you're clearing up in Sloan. West Seneca is next door to Sloan, so you'll be the ones that'll see this probably another hour until 9 o'clock. You've got to give it till then. Blaisdell, a little bit after 9 o'clock. East Aurora and Marilla, you're going to be a little bit after that as well. So the further south you are, the later it's going to clear out. Driving conditions for the early commute should be okay. If our defense doesn't leave, I don't understand that. I don't even something with tight ends and how they just get float open without any defense. I don't understand. When will it stop snowing near the University of Buffalo? It looks like we're almost done up there right now. So the University of Buffalo South Campus should be in the clear. The North Campus is definitely UB is clear up there, and then the South Campus should be done very shortly. Harris Hill and Clarence will see some clearing here in literally this should be done minutes, not hours in that situation. Let's see, we've got here. This is it. We'll leave out David. We're going to give you the last word. He says, thanks for doing this. It's very informative, and they appreciate the time and the posts. That is awesome. We thank you for that. We thank everybody that gave us a like and share today. I'll pop us back on the screen for a minute here. If you were able to do that and you liked and shared this, or if you signed up, you hit the follow button, be it on whatever social media, if you're watching us on X or checking us out on, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We've had some people watching. Go ahead and like and follow the channel. That would be awesome. Share the stream. It gets the information out to everybody and kind of engages more people on this. And we keep this full. We don't have to be on the screen. You guys want to see the information we put up there, and that's everything. So Kim, thank you very much. And everybody stay warm. Buy some Girl Scout cookies. That's one way to stay warm. And I guess we'll leave you with this one right here. As we exit, we'll give you one more look at the lake effect as it as it blew into Buffalo today. Thanks for everybody stopping by. Stay warm tomorrow, and we'll fire it up again next time we have a decent lake effect event. Have a good night.